In a shocking turn of events, new revelations have emerged about Aaliyah's tragic death, and they're turning everything we thought we knew upside down. Could it be true that two of the biggest names in music, Diddy and Jay-Z, were allegedly involved in a conspiracy tied to the beloved singer's untimely demise? The FBI's recent revelations are sending shockwaves through the entertainment world and reigniting questions about what really happened on that fateful day in 2001.
I do want to switch gears and talk about this breaking news just happening tonight that involves both Jay-Z and Diddy. Now, this is an amended complaint accusing Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. This lawsuit was originally filed in October, just today refiled to include Jay-Z. I mean, let's start with the basics here. What are you learning about this? What is standing out to you?
Well, what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
Why add Jay-Z now? If this originally was filed back in October, why not do it then?
Very interesting question. I think, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against Jay-Z initially.
We always appreciate the insight and time. Jennifer Coffendoffer, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Aaliyah, the iconic R&B star who left us far too soon, has always been celebrated for her incredible talent and timeless legacy. But behind the adoration lies a darker, more disturbing narrative that's now coming to light. Allegations are surfacing about manipulation, betrayal, and an alleged sinister plot involving some of music's most powerful figures. Today, we're diving deep into the claims that Aaliyah's death was more than just a tragic accident. What role, if any, did Diddy and Jay-Z play in the events leading up to her final flight? Were there calculated moves made to silence one of the industry's brightest stars? Or is this just another conspiracy theory spiraling out of control? Stay tuned as we uncover the chilling details, explore the explosive allegations made by insiders, and reveal why this story continues to captivate the world. Trust me, you'll want to watch until the very end. The truth about Aaliyah's death could be more shocking than anyone ever imagined.
It's about to get real tense, and there's a lot of girls and boys who are still trapped inside the machine, working, paying their flesh debts.
The FBI has made a shocking discovery about Jay-Z's role in Diddy's trafficking ring.
Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No!
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come in what they call freak-offs now,
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Hey, everybody know that.
Will Diddy start snitching?
He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy, I know that.
She only had 1 or 2 drinks, but about 40 minutes later, Jane Doe started to feel nauseated and dizzy. She even began to lose control of her motor functions.
Revisiting Aaliyah's tragic death. Aaliyah's death in 2001 remains one of the most devastating losses in the music world. At just 22 years old, she had already cemented herself as a rising star, known for her groundbreaking R&B hits and a burgeoning film career. Her untimely passing in a plane crash left fans heartbroken and sent shockwaves through the industry.
Pilot, who we'll talk about in a minute, recommended that only 7 people fly with Aaliyah, or a total of 7 people in the party. She happened to have 8 in her party. And there was also some heavy equipment and luggage on board. Aaliyah was a nervous flyer, and she was immediately sort of put off by this. Another thing, the flight was scheduled to take off early in the night. It was about 3.5 hours late to arrive at the Abaco Islands.
Which, if you're a nervous flyer, already adds to your anxiety. You see this tiny plane, they're late, it's nightfall all of a sudden. Shortly after takeoff, Literally 200 feet from the runway, the plane nosedives and crashes, killing nearly instantly 7 of the passengers and the pilot. The only survivor in the immediate aftermath of the crash was a man named Scott Gallen. Scott Gallen was Aaliyah's security guard.
Now, over 2 decades later, explosive allegations have surfaced, suggesting her death wasn't a tragic accident, but a carefully orchestrated plan. These claims, brought to light by singer Jaguar Wright and echoed by conspiracy theorists, allege that powerful figures in the music industry, including Diddy and Jay-Z, may have played a role in her demise. What could these allegations mean for Aaliyah's legacy? How did her tragic passing intertwine with larger narratives of power, control, and exploitation in the entertainment industry? In this video, we unravel the chilling details surrounding these revelations, examining the impact of Aaliyah's death and the shadow it casts over some of the most influential names in music history. Aaliyah's career and legacy, the rising star. Aaliyah's career was a testament to her unparalleled talent and charisma. Discovered at an early age, she gained widespread recognition with her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Her collaborations with producers like Timbaland and Missy Elliott revolutionized the R&B genre, blending smooth vocals with cutting-edge beats. By the late 90s, she was an icon in the making. Her work extended beyond music, as Aaliyah began making waves in Hollywood. Starring in films like Romeo Must Die and securing a lead role in the Matrix sequels, she was on the brink of superstardom. Her influence was evident in her effortless style, genre-defining music, and a magnetic persona that captivated millions.
I have to honestly say that everything is worth it. The hard work, the times when you're tired, the times when you're a bit sad, the good moments when you're on stage performing in front of thousands of people. In the end, it's all worth it, because it really makes me happy. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. I honestly wouldn't. I have to honestly say that everything is worth it. The hard work, the times when you're tired, the times when you're a bit sad, the good moments when you're on stage performing in front of thousands of people. In the end, it's all worth it, because it really makes me happy. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. Right now it's hard to say what I want my legacy to be, what I want people to say when I'm long gone. I want people to look at me as a full-on entertainer and a good person. So, we'll talk a few years down the line and we'll see where my head is at then, but that's what I want for right now.
Even decades after her passing, Aaliyah's legacy continues to inspire artists and fans alike. From her fashion sense to her boundary-pushing music, she remains a symbol of creativity and grace. But behind her meteoric rise lay an industry that, as some claim, exploited her potential for its own gain, a narrative that resurfaces with these latest allegations. Official narrative versus conspiracy theories. The official account of Aaliyah's death points to a tragic plane crash caused by overloading and pilot error. After filming her iconic music video for Rock the Boat in the Bahamas, she boarded a small aircraft that would crash shortly after takeoff. Investigators found that the plane exceeded its weight limit, and the pilot was unlicensed with drugs in his system. But conspiracy theories challenged this narrative, alleging foul play. Jaguar Wright has claimed that Aaliyah was tricked into boarding the plane. According to Wright, a call was made to Aaliyah claiming that her boyfriend, Dame Dash, was in a Miami hospital, forcing her to rush back to the US.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down. Good evening, I'm Lauren Glassbergen for Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Tim Fleischer. The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress. Jeff Rossen is live in Times Square with more on her life. Jeff.
And Aaliyah had a huge following not only here in New York City, but nationwide. Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer. She was an actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee. Tonight, her family is in mourning, fans asking, why her? Relatives in shock outside Aaliyah's home on the Upper West Side. The R&B star lived here at the Century, Central Park West and 63rd. She was on a small plane heading to Florida from the Bahamas, where she was shooting a music video.
Sweetest person you can know, very intelligent. She knew what she was about and she knew what she wanted to do with her life.
Aaliyah's life started here in New York City, born in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. But as a child, she moved to Detroit, where friends today remembered this young star.
Aaliyah was my best friend. She was a beautiful person on the inside and out. And I'm just shocked.
Theories suggest that powerful figures, including Diddy and Jay-Z, orchestrated these events. Allegations propose that Aaliyah's rising influence posed a threat to their dominance in the music industry. Whether these claims hold weight or are mere speculation, they have reignited questions about the circumstances surrounding her death. Jaguar writes explosive claims. Jaguar Wright's revelations have added a layer of intrigue to Aaliyah's story. Wright alleges that the young singer was deceived into boarding the ill-fated plane, suggesting a calculated effort to remove her from the equation. She claims a false emergency call about Dame Dash's health led Aaliyah to change her travel plans at the last minute.
Jaguar herself confirmed that this arrest was a warning from the elites to keep her mouth shut, but did it work? Heck no. It's like trying to stop a leaky faucet with a piece of tissue paper. That tea just keeps on flowing. Things got even crazier after Jaguar's appearance on Piers Morgan's show. She went on Instagram Live the very next day and accused Jay-Z and Beyonce of making some phone calls to get her slapped with felony charges. It's like they're playing a game of celebrity Monopoly, but instead of go to jail, it's go to real jail. But wait, it gets even wilder. Jaguar also accused them of using witchcraft to make people blindly follow them. I mean, I always thought Beyonce's dance moves were magical, but this is taking it to a whole new level. Now, people are starting to worry that all these legal attacks on Jaguar are leading up to something bigger. Some folks are even bringing up the case of Kyle Marisa Roth, a popular TikToker who was exposing Diddy and Jay-Z just days before she was found dead.
Wright has also implicated Diddy and Jay-Z, asserting that they had motives tied to personal gain. She alleges that Aaliyah's influence and her relationships with industry power players like Dash threatened their positions. For Wright, these events were part of a larger pattern of manipulation and control within the music world. Diddy's alleged role in celebrity sacrifices. Diddy's name has long been associated with allegations of exploitation and manipulation in the entertainment world. Critics have accused him of fostering a toxic environment where young talent is coerced into compromising situations. Some theorists claim that Diddy's involvement in Aaliyah's death was financially motivated, suggesting that her absence created opportunities for other artists under his influence.
P. Diddy sacrificed this rapper to save his career. On December 28, 1999, Sean Puffy Combs and his then-girlfriend were celebrating an album release for Shine. Shine was Puff Daddy's 21-year-old protege. They were leaving Club New York when Combs accidentally bumped into Scar, knocking a drink out of his hands. Things escalated and 3 people were shot but survived. Combs and Lopez were arrested for fleeing the scene with a gun in the trunk. J-Lo was quickly absolved. But witnesses said they saw Combs fire the gun, and the driver testified that P. Diddy bribed him to say the gun was his. Shine ended up being the fall guy and served almost 9 years for the incident. Shine alleges P. Diddy bought a witness to take the blame off himself. Combs changed his nickname to P. Diddy to put all this behind it, and 3 years later, Scar was gunned down in a Brooklyn nightclub. There are so many suspicious deaths around him, like when
these allegations aren't isolated. Similar claims have linked Diddy to other suspicious deaths, including his ex-partner Kim Porter. Speculation about a pattern of sacrifices within the industry fuels theories that Aaliyah was another victim of this dark underbelly. Jay-Z's alleged jealousy and rivalry. The connection between Jay-Z and Aaliyah has always intrigued fans and sparked endless speculation. Some accounts suggest that Jay-Z harbored romantic feelings for Aaliyah, even as she was in a relationship with his business partner Dame Dash. This unspoken tension allegedly created a rift between the two men, adding fuel to the conspiracy theories that surround her tragic death. Many insiders have pointed to this rivalry as a key factor in the complex web of relationships within the music industry.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce, right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see their kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give this give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things that
Jaguar Wright's explosive claims add a new dimension to this narrative. According to Wright, Jay-Z saw Aaliyah not only as a romantic interest, but also as a potential obstacle to his ambitions. She was a rising star whose influence in the music world threatened to outshine even his own. Wright alleges that this jealousy may have driven Jay-Z to collaborate with Diddy, leveraging Diddy's extensive resources and connections to remove Aaliyah from the equation. While these accusations remain unproven, they paint a disturbing picture of the cutthroat dynamics in the entertainment industry. Industry manipulation and exploitation. Aaliyah's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the exploitation that often hides beneath the glamorous surface of the entertainment industry. From her teenage marriage to R. Kelly to her tragic death at just 22, Aaliyah's life reflects the struggles of young artists navigating a world dominated by powerful executives. These figures often prioritize profit over well-being, creating an environment where the vulnerable are silenced and exploited. The annulled marriage to R. Kelly is a glaring example of this systemic failure. As a teenager, Aaliyah was thrust into a relationship with a much older man under the guise of mentorship, with little intervention from those around her. This pattern of coercion and abuse was not unique to her. It is a recurring theme in the stories of many young performers who rise to fame at an early age. The entertainment industry's failure to protect Aaliyah from predators like R. Kelly has left a dark stain on her legacy and continues to fuel calls for systemic change.
In an official statement, Homeland Security investigation said it executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. This follows from a series of lawsuits from women allegedly that Diddy abused them. Diddy wielded tremendous influence in the entertainment business during the 1990s and 2000s, and all the victims claim he abused his power towards sadistic ends, including violence, rape, and emotional manipulation. In February, a music producer alleged in a lawsuit that Combs coerced her into having sex with prostitutes. And by the way, if you got the video, just to show the video, and then I'll tell you what they found with his there's a bunch of things going on with this. Play this clip.
Jaguar Wright's recent allegations add another layer to the narrative of exploitation. Wright suggests that Aaliyah was not just a victim of individual predators, but also a pawn in a larger game controlled by powerful moguls. If these claims are true, they expose a disturbing culture of manipulation that has long been a part of the music and film industries. Aaliyah's story has now become a rallying cry for reform, as whistleblowers and advocates demand accountability and transparency to protect the next generation of artists. Public backlash and families' role. The resurfacing of these allegations has reignited intense public scrutiny, not only on the alleged perpetrators, but also on Aaliyah's family. Critics have accused her parents, particularly her mother and uncle, of failing to shield her from the predatory figures who surrounded her. Some question how much they knew about the danger she faced, while others believe they were complicit in enabling her exploitation for the sake of advancing her career.
Shocking footage of Justin Bieber after a Diddy party has emerged.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Justin, stop it. However, whistleblowers like Jaguar Wright have offered a more nuanced perspective. Wright argues that families are often manipulated or kept in the dark by powerful industry figures, making it nearly impossible for them to intervene. In Aaliyah's case, her parents may have been unaware of the full extent of the exploitation and danger she faced. This defense sheds light on the broader issue of how the entertainment industry systematically isolates young artists from their support systems. The public backlash has not been limited to Aaliyah's family. Fans and advocates have also directed their outrage at the alleged perpetrators, particularly Diddy and Jay-Z. Social media has become a powerful tool in amplifying these calls for accountability, with hashtags demanding justice for Aaliyah trending worldwide. The renewed focus on her story has sparked broader conversations about the responsibility of parents, managers, and industry leaders in safeguarding young artists. Federal investigations and growing scrutiny. Recent developments suggest that federal authorities are revisiting Diddy's activities, with potential connections to Aaliyah's death under investigation. These inquiries reportedly include financial transactions, testimonies, and evidence that could shed light on the events of 2001.
I will tell you, this is similar to what we saw with R. Kelly, who, as we know, was also
indicted in federal court in New York. That was the Eastern District of New York. This is the Southern District. He was ultimately convicted and sentenced to 30 years in prison. So racketeering, what we are talking about here, is a criminal enterprise. And a conspiracy to commit the racketeering statute is there's a criminal agreement, there's a number of overt acts, there's predicate crimes. So there's things that Diddy is not necessarily being charged with on an individual basis, but they make up this criminal enterprise. In other words, there's evidence that will show this is a criminal enterprise. So I'm going to go through it with you right now. Again, this is from the Southern District of New York. It says, overview, count 1, racketeering conspiracy. For decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, PD, Love, they always use his name throughout this, the different monikers. The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. A few things here. One, Sean Combs is the only one who's actually listed in this indictment. He's the only named defendant. You have to wonder if anybody else will be cooperating with the government against him. Now, I will let you know after a brief overview of this, I have not seen the specific names of any other individuals, including the people who filed lawsuits against him. But what this does indicate is they're trying to establish that there was a criminal enterprise, and it wasn't just him, it was his associates. And he is not being charged, I should say, with federal kidnapping or arson or forced labor, but it is a component of the racketeering case. Let's move on.
The FBI's involvement marks a significant escalation, signaling that these allegations are being taken seriously. While it remains unclear whether Jay-Z's role is part of these investigations, the scrutiny on both moguls highlights the industry's changing landscape. If these investigations yield concrete findings, they could redefine perceptions of some of the music world's most influential figures. Fans and advocates alike hope this marks the beginning of long overdue accountability and the legacy of Aaliyah and the fight for justice. Aaliyah's legacy remains as powerful today as it was 2 decades ago. Her music, style, and influence continue to inspire new generations of artists and fans. Yet her story also serves as a cautionary tale about the darker realities of fame and success. The calls for justice echo across social media and advocacy platforms, with many demanding that those responsible for her exploitation and untimely death be held accountable. Whistleblowers like Wright and the growing attention from federal authorities offer a glimmer of hope for uncovering the truth. As we honor Aaliyah's memory, we must also confront the systemic issues that contributed to her tragedy. Her story is a reminder of the importance of standing up for justice, ensuring that no other young artist falls victim to the same fate.
Ever since appearing on Star Search at just 10 years old, single-name sensation Aaliyah seemed destined for greatness. She burst onto the music scene at 14 with her double platinum debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, produced by her supposed mentor, R. Kelly. Soon after, the alleged sex abuser reportedly had his tour manager get a fake ID for Aaliyah by bribing an official, changing her age to 18 so Kelly, then 27, could marry the 15-year-old. But her parents quickly had the marriage annulled, and Aaliyah reportedly broke off all ties with the singer. The Princess of R&B went on to achieve great success during her short life, making 2 more hit albums, earning multiple awards and 5 Grammy nominations. The self-proclaimed perfectionist was even the youngest person ever to perform at the Oscars in 1998. Praised as a role model by many, she's credited with helping redefine hip-hop, pop, and R&B in the 90s. The sky was the limit for the singer, dancer, and actress, who was cast as the star in 2 movies and had just started filming the much-anticipated Matrix sequel. But on August 25, 2001, at the age of just 22, Aaliyah's life was tragically cut short when her plane crashed, leaving the Bahamas after a music video shoot. Suspicions soon arose about the pilot, but her untimely death was overshadowed just weeks later by another tragedy, 9/11. Now, 20 years later, she's cited as Jane Doe #1 in the case against R. Kelly, and more questions have emerged about what really happened that fateful August day.
We've just unpacked one of the most chilling narratives to resurface in years, a story of talent, tragedy, and a web of alleged conspiracies that stretches to some of the most powerful names in the music industry. Aaliyah's untimely passing left a void in the world of R&B, but these new revelations have reignited calls for answers, justice, and transparency. What do you think about the allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z? Are these claims a wake-up call to the dark realities of the entertainment world, or are they just sensational rumors? One thing's for sure, the conversation surrounding Aaliyah's legacy is far from over, and the truth deserves to be uncovered. If this story shocked you, inspired you, or got you thinking, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're here to bring you the untold stories and deep dives into the truths hidden beneath the headlines. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a new update. Thank you for joining us today. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. Aaliyah's story is a reminder of the importance of truth and justice, and together we can honor her legacy by never letting it fade.